Hey coin lovers, welcome to the Worth Old Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video, we're revealing the top 3 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The 1930 Buffalo nickel, also known as the Indian head nickel, is a powerful emblem of early 20th century American coinage, blending historical reverence, cultural expression, and artistic craftsmanship into a single 5-cent piece. Minted during the years of the Great Depression, a period marked by economic turmoil, social change, and shifting national priorities, this particular coin reflects a poignant chapter in United States history. Designed by James O. Fraser, a student of the great sculptor Augustus St. Gaudens, the Buffalo nickel was first issued in 1913 and remained in production until 1938. The 1930 dated example, which came from the Philadelphia Mint as it carries no mint mark, was part of a reduced mintage year due to the economic constraints of the Depression. Approximately 22.3 million coins were struck that year, which, although not rare in circulation, makes high-quality specimens increasingly valuable among collectors today. The coin's obverse front features the boldly chiseled profile of a Native American man, a composite portrait created by Fraser using the facial characteristics of multiple Native American chiefs, including Iron-Tail Lakota Sioux, Two Moons, Cheyenne, and possibly John Bigtree Seneca. These were not caricatures but respectful homages designed to honor the indigenous peoples of North America whose lands and cultures were dramatically altered by European colonization and westward expansion. The detail in the cheekbones, hair, and feathers of the headdress is striking and textured, though with many 1930 coins, especially circulated ones, this detail becomes faint over time. Asterisk on the reverse back of the 1930 Buffalo nickel is a majestic American bison, colloquially known as a buffalo, standing atop a flat mound. This animal is believed to have been modeled after Black Diamond, a live bison residing in the Central Park Zoo in New York City at the time. The image evokes the untamed frontier and the once massive herds that roamed the Great Plains, millions of which were slaughtered during the 19th century, leading to the bison's near extinction. The word 5 cents is inscribed prominently below the animal, a revision of the original 1913 design, where the lettering wore away too easily. The 1930 version has this inscription recessed into the coin for better durability. The bison, with its sturdy stance and rugged form, symbolizes American strength, resilience, and a connection to the natural world that was rapidly disappearing during the Industrial Age. Numismatically, the 1930 Buffalo nickel is valued not only for its historical relevance but also for its condition and strike quality. In worn, circulated condition, the coin may fetch only a modest price, typically between $1 to $3 USD. But coins in uncirculated mint state condition with strong luster and fully struck details can reach $50, $100 or more, depending on the grade. Collectors especially look for coins that show full detail in the hair braids of the Native American and the fur of the bison. This year's issue is also studied for die variations and errors, such as repunched mint marks or double dies, though those are more common in other years. While the coin lacks a mint mark as it was minted in Philadelphia, its clean, balanced design and solid mintage make it a staple in most Buffalo nickel collections. Many examples, however, suffer from extensive wear, especially on the date area, which is one of the highest points on the coin and thus the first to wear away in circulation. If the date is barely visible or missing, the value decreases, though it still holds appeal for historical collectors and educators. Asterisk culturally, the 1930 Buffalo nickel stands as a memorial to two important and often overlooked chapters in American history: the fading presence of Native American sovereignty and the environmental decimation of the bison population. Its issuance during the Great Depression also adds to its gravity. It circulated in the pockets of Americans during Brent-Lines dust storms and the struggle of rural and urban families to survive economic collapse. It may have purchased a loaf of bread, a glass of milk, or contributed to a child's meager allowance, making each surviving coin not just a piece of metal but a vessel of untold stories. Because it was so widely used, many of these coins show heavy wear, which ironically, it enhances their narrative appeal. They were passed through the hands of farmers, factory workers, school teachers, and servicemen, embodying the American experience during one of its most trying decades. Asterisk as for its continued legacy, the Buffalo nickel inspired modern U.S. commemorative and bullion coins, such as the 2001 American Buffalo Silver Dollar and the 2006 Gold American Buffalo, both of which borrowed directly from Fraser's iconic design. These modern tributes cement the Indian head Buffalo nickel's place as one of the most beloved and enduring coinage designs in American history. Coin experts, educators, and historians often use the 1930 Buffalo nickel as a teaching tool in schools and museums to discuss topics such as westward expansion, indigenous history, the U.S. Mint's artistic movements, and economic changes during the interwar period. Its rugged, almost sculptural appearance makes it a standout even today, nearly a century later. In short, the 1930 Buffalo nickel is more than a small metal disc, it is a miniature monument, a story forged in copper and nickel, carrying the weight of an entire nation's past in its worn grooves and faded features. Top 2. The 1928 Buffalo nickel, or Indian head nickel, is a captivating coin that offers a rich tapestry of American culture, artistry, and economic history. Minted during a time of great transformation in the United States just 1 year before the onset of the Great Depression, it serves not only as currency but as a miniature artifact, reflecting the hopes, struggles, and national identity of a nation in flux. The coin was part of a series minted between 1913 and 1938, designed by the gifted American sculptor James Earl Fraser, whose artistic sensibilities were shaped by the vast prairies and Native American communities of his childhood in Minnesota and South Dakota. The 1928 issue was struck in 3 mints: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Combined, all 3 facilities produced over 38 million coins in 1928, with Philadelphia striking the most, at over 23 million coins, despite its high mintage. Most surviving 1928 Buffalo nickels are found in circulated condition, as the coin, who remained heavily used during the economic downturn that followed shortly thereafter. On the obverse front of the coin is a boldly rendered profile of a Native American man, facing right. Fraser intended this to be a composite image, drawn from life studies of 3 prominent Native American leaders: Iron Tail, a Lakota Sioux chief; Two Moons, a Cheyenne chief; and possibly John Bigtree, a Seneca actor and model. This portrait, marked by strong cheekbones, flowing hair, and a distinctive feathered headdress, is not a generic stereotype, but rather a respectful homage to the dignity, strength, and heritage of Native Americans. Above the profile is the word liberty, and to the lower left, the date 1928, which often wears away in circulated coins due to its raised position on the design. The modeling is deep and sculptural, and even after heavy wear, many examples still retain the striking character of the face. On the reverse back is one of the most iconic images in American numismatics, the American bison, often referred to as a buffalo. The animal stands with its head lowered slightly, suggesting cautious power and calm vigilance. It's believed that Fraser based the buffalo on black diamond, a bison housed at the Central Park Zoo in New York. The backdrop shows the bison standing on flat ground, with the denomination 5 cents underneath. Above, along the top rim, are the words United States of America and the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This reverse design was revised in its early years. Fraser's original 1913 mound design had issues with premature wear, so by 1928, the layout was more practical, though the coin still wore down easily in circulation. In terms of metal composition, the 1928 Buffalo nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a weight of 5 grams. The coin's high-relief artistic design, although beautiful, presented a production challenge to the U.S. Mint. The dies wore out quickly, and coins often lost crucial design details within a short time in circulation. Consequently, examples with sharp detail in the hair braids, facial features, or bison fur are increasingly scarce and valuable. In the numismatic market, the value of a 1928 Buffalo nickel depends heavily on condition, grade, and mint mark. A well-circulated coin from Philadelphia might be worth $1 to $3 USD, while a high-grade uncirculated specimen can reach $50 to $200 or more, particularly if it has full horn details on the buffalo or exhibits a strong strike. The San Francisco Mint coins are typically less common in high grades and may carry a premium. Denver D mint issues are also sought after but slightly more common in circulated conditions. Collectors often cherish the 1928 Buffalo nickel. For more than its monetary value, it represents a deeply symbolic period in American life. The year 1928 was a time of great optimism, technological innovation, and cultural shifts. Radio was becoming widespread, cars were changing, transportation, and the stock market was soaring. Yet hidden beneath this surface was an approaching economic collapse that would redefine the 1930s. This nickel passed through the hands of everyday Americans: farmers, factory workers, housewives, children buying candy, and immigrants carving out new lives. Its heavy use during the following years of the Great Depression gives it almost spiritual weight. Every worn surface reflects the fingerprints and hopes of someone living through one of the most defining eras in U.S. history. Beyond this, the Buffalo nickel, especially the 1928 issue, remains a cornerstone in American coin collecting. Its enduring popularity is tied not only to its bold artwork and historical connections but also to its symbolic tribute to Native American culture and a vanishing frontier. The buffalo, once the lifeblood of the Plains tribes and nearly driven to extinction, stands as a poignant reminder of what was lost and what remains sacred. Meanwhile, the Native American profile gives visibility and voice to those often overlooked by mainstream historical narratives. It's this cultural richness that makes even a common-worn 1928 Buffalo nickel a worthy keepsake, educational tool, or collectible heirloom. Finally, The design of the buffalo nickel was so iconic that it has inspired several modern U.S. coins, including the 2001 Buffalo Silver Dollar and the 2006 American Buffalo Gold Bullion coin, both of which revived Fraser's original designs. These tributes show how the legacy of the 1928 Buffalo nickel continues to live on in the modern era, not just as currency, but as a symbol of the complex American identity, one forged in conflict and creativity, shaped by diversity, and always looking toward the future while honoring the past. Top 3. The 1936 Buffalo nickel, also known as the Indian head nickel, is one of the last and most widely circulated issues of this iconic American coin series, which was minted from 1913 to 1938. It holds a particularly special place in the hearts of collectors and historians alike, not only for its beautiful design but also for its timing in American history, coming during the Great Depression. The 1936 Buffalo nickel reflects both the hardship and resilience of the American spirit. In that year, millions of Americans were unemployed, struggling to put food on the table, and relying on every cent to survive. The Buffalo nickel would have bought small essentials like bread, matches, or a few minutes at a payphone, and therefore carries emotional weight in the collective memory of the nation. The 1936 issue was struck in 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, No mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. The total mintage for the year exceeded 158 million coins, with Philadelphia producing the majority. This makes the 1936 Buffalo nickel one of the most common dates in the series, which is why it's often the first Buffalo nickel added to beginner collections. The coin's obverse front features a striking right-facing portrait of a Native American man, rugged and dignified, with braided hair and 2 feathers, designed by James Earl Fraser, a sculptor who grew up in the American Midwest. The image is not of one specific person, but rather a composite of several Native American chiefs whom Fraser had met and studied. These included Iron Tail, a Sioux, 2 Moons, a Cheyenne, and possibly John Bigtree, a Seneca. This was a deliberate choice by Fraser to reflect the proud spirit and character of Native peoples, and to commemorate the history and culture that had been pushed aside during America's westward expansion. The word liberty is carved along the upper right edge of the coin, and the date 1936 is clearly visible on most examples unless severely worn. The detailed facial features and braided textures make it a coin full of character, and, even in lower grades, the design remains recognizable and strong. The reverse back shows a powerful image of a buffalo, technically an American bison, standing on a flat ground. This reverse design was based on a real animal named Black Diamond, a bison that lived at the Central Park Zoo in New York City. Black Diamond, with his thick fur, sturdy body, and lowered head, perfectly embodied the spirit of the American frontier. Fraser's artistic rendering captures the animal's majesty and strength, qualities that Americans admired during a time when life was uncertain and perseverance was essential. At the top of the reverse side is the inscription, United States of America, followed by the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. The denomination 5 cents appears at the bottom, recessed to prevent it from wearing away. As had occurred with earlier issues, the 1936 Buffalo nickel was minted using the standard alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighed 5 grams, and had a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, thanks to the large mintage and widespread circulation. Many 1936 nickels exist today in various conditions, from heavily worn examples to brilliant uncirculated coins with full detail. In terms of value, common 1936 Buffalo nickels from Philadelphia, in average circulated condition, are worth $1, $3 USD, but high-grade mint-state examples MS65 or better can be worth $40, $150. Depending on strike quality and luster, the Denver D and San Francisco's mint issues command slightly more, especially in uncirculated grades. Collectors also prize specimens with full horns on the buffalo, meaning the horn is completely visible and sharply struck, which is rare, due to design wear. Another very valuable variety from this year is the 1936D 3.5 leg buffalo nickel, caused by an overpolished die that accidentally removed part of the buffalo's front leg. That coin is a rare and expensive error variety, often selling for $500 to several $1,000s depending on grade, culturally and symbolically. The 1936 Buffalo nickel is more than a coin, it is a portrait of America's identity. It reflects a deep, nostalgic longing for the American West, a recognition of Native American dignity, and an acknowledgement of the continent's native wildlife. Its production during the 1930s also ties it deeply to the era of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the New Deal, and the social and political changes sweeping the country. Millions of Americans handled these coins during an era of dust storms, breadlines, labor strikes, and reform movements. For collectors today, each 1936 Buffalo nickel, whether pristine or worn smooth, is a time capsule, a piece of history that connects us to a more difficult but formative chapter in the American story. The Buffalo nickel series ended in 1938, replaced by the Jefferson nickel, but the legacy of the design endured. Fraser's artwork was revived for the 2001 Buffalo Silver Dollar, and in 2006, the US Mint launched the American Buffalo Gold Bullion coin, again honoring his designs. These modern tributes affirm the lasting admiration for the Indian head and buffalo imagery, a testament to their emotional power and artistic merit. The 1936 Buffalo nickel, then, is not just common, it is timeless. Its wide availability means anyone can own a piece of American art and heritage. For educators, it is an accessible tool to teach U.S. history, indigenous culture, westward expansion, and Depression-era life. For coin collectors, it represents the heart of the Buffalo series and an essential part of any U.S. coin collection. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.